Today our topic is the difference between Stoicism and Cynicism. Stoicism and Cynicism are two ancient schools of philosophy that have influenced many people throughout history. Both philosophies aim to help individuals live better lives, but they have different approaches and beliefs. Understanding the difference between Stoicism and Cynicism can help us choose the right path for our own lives. Let's start with Stoicism. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot control. The Stoics believe that the key to a good life is to develop inner strength and wisdom. They say that we should not let our emotions control us. Instead, we should use reason and logic to make decisions. Stoics believe in living a life of virtue, which means being honest, brave, and just. They think that external things like money, fame, and power are not important for true happiness. What matters is how we think and act. Stoicism encourages us to face challenges with courage and to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. On the other hand, Cynicism is a more radical philosophy. The Cynics believe that society and its rules are the main source of our problems. They think that people are unhappy because they chase after things that do not really matter, like wealth, status, and pleasure. The Cynics reject these things and live a very simple life. They often live in poverty and avoid social norms. The most famous Cynic, Diogenes, lived in a barrel and owned almost nothing. He believed that true freedom comes from having no attachments to material things or social expectations. Cynics aim to live naturally and honestly, without pretending to be something they are not. While both Stoicism and Cynicism teach us to avoid being controlled by external things, they have different views on how to achieve this. Stoicism focuses on self-control and inner peace. It teaches us to change our thoughts and attitudes to find happiness. Cynicism, however, focuses on rejecting society and its values. It teaches us to live a simple and honest life, free from the pressures of the world. Another difference is that Stoicism is more practical and adaptable. Stoics believe that we can live a virtuous life while still being part of society. They think that it is possible to be a good person and contribute to the world without giving up everything. Cynicism, on the other hand, is more extreme. Cynics often separate themselves from society and live in a way that most people would find difficult. They believe that true happiness comes from rejecting all social norms and living in complete freedom. Both philosophies have their strengths and weaknesses. Stoicism teaches us to be resilient and to face life's challenges with courage. It helps us to stay calm and focused even in difficult situations. Stoicism is a philosophy of action. It encourages us to take responsibility for our lives and to strive for excellence. Cynicism, on the other hand, teaches us to question society and its values. It reminds us that true happiness does not come from material things. Cynicism challenges us to live authentically and to be true to ourselves. However, cynicism can also be isolating. By rejecting society, cynics often live alone and have few connections with others. This can make life lonely and difficult. Stoicism, on the other hand, encourages us to build strong relationships and to be part of a community. It teaches us to care for others and to contribute to society. The choice between Stoicism and Cynicism depends on our own values and goals. If we want to live a life of inner peace and resilience, Stoicism may be the right choice for us. If we want to live a life of freedom and authenticity, Cynicism may be more appealing. Ultimately, both philosophies teach us valuable lessons about how to live a good life. They remind us that true happiness comes from within, and that we should not be controlled by external things. In conclusion, Stoicism and Cynicism are two different approaches to life. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to develop inner strength. It encourages us to live a life of virtue and to face challenges with courage. Cynicism teaches us to reject society and its values. It encourages us to live a simple and honest life, free from the pressures of the world. Both philosophies have their own strengths and weaknesses. The choice between them depends on our own values and goals. Whether we choose Stoicism or Cynicism, the most important thing is to live a life that is true to ourselves and to find happiness within. Remember, life is not about what happens to us, but how we respond to it. Both Stoicism and Cynicism teach us to focus on our own thoughts and actions rather than on external things. They remind us that we have the power to choose how we live our lives. So, let us take inspiration from these ancient philosophies and strive to live a life of meaning and purpose. Let us focus on what truly matters and find happiness within ourselves. Life is a journey, and it is up to us to make the most of it. Let us choose wisely and live with courage, honesty, and authenticity.